This is a period of transition for ports, and with change comes uncertainty, and with uncertainty comes risk. To get the best from our ports in the future, for them to fulfil their role as economic catalysts, future risks need to be mitigated today.
Our ports are vital, with over 90% of the UK's imports and exports travelling by sea. TT Club is the world's leading transport and logistics insurer, covering 80% of the world's maritime containers and involved in almost 50% of the top 100 ports globally, as well as many smaller locations.
The IMO suggests that global freight demand is likely to rise by at least 300% by 2050, while at the same time climate change could mean more extreme weather events happening more frequently.
So for gateways to grow, they need to start thinking about future risks now and what port infrastructure will look like long term.
I think the two big ones are technology and sustainability, and both of those present risks, which from our point of view is, the business that we're in, trying to be alongside those port groups as they cope with that changing risk profile.
TT Club underwriters work closely with ports and their intermediaries to understand how they work now, how that work is likely to change, and what risks those changes are likely to bring. And because it's a not-for-profit mutual insurer, it has a vested interest in helping ports understand and manage those risks.
It's all about human error. There is the climate change risks, but the human error risks take up 70% of what we see for claims at the TT Club. So I think embedding a safety-led culture is a vital step towards eliminating harm and providing a safe place to work.
Ports face a variety of challenges. The advent of automation and AI technologies will be a major disruptor. In their major study looking at the future of container transport, called Brave New World, TT Club directors, senior executives drawn from the industry globally, were canvassed on their best guess for how things might change.
I think that the consensus was that it was definitely going to be a digitally driven future, that the way to enhance the sort of environment, both for customers as well as for shipping lines and the total supply chain, was around digitalisation and the opportunities that drives. And I think the aspiration that the incumbents would actually be the ones that drove that sort of change.
Meanwhile, climate change is likely to mean more frequent damaging storms, and the need for ports to upgrade their infrastructure to cope with greater windstorms and tidal surges.
If they don't do that, I think they expose themselves to potential incidents and claims. In terms of the severity of those incidents, again, I think the more steps taken to mitigate these risks through either risk assessment or profiling and monitoring weather conditions, I think the incidents themselves potentially become larger, more widespread, and more costly ultimately.
While the sheer number of changes in the pipeline facing ports are arguably bigger than they have ever been, TT Club's experts believe that actually offers exciting opportunities for all ports and not just the really big players.
Any small, medium-sized port now presents a tremendous opportunity for developing seaborne trade and then bringing those goods in local to communities. And we've seen the use of canals in the northwest by some of the supermarkets, for instance, as ways of getting goods off the roads. I mean, how exciting would it be to start to see some of these ports thrive again in that way?
If ports can draw on the support and expertise of over 50 years of lessons learned by a mutual insurer like TT Club, then the safe transition into a decarbonised and digitised future needn't be scary, but actually offers the potential of huge benefits for ports, the consumer and the environment.